epic music.
It's pretty exciting, man.
And the faces of our two Evil Geniuses players.
It sounds like Final Fantasy or something, you know? I feel like I should be like buying potions or something to this music.
Stephano Fantasy.
Phoenix Downs or something, you know?
True enough, true enough. Well, we're getting back into the game. Sorry about the delay right there.
Yep.
Well, I have to say, Alive looked much better in that series against Stephano than he did against Sulky. He looked, quite frankly, very lost against Sulky, and he really found some footing in the second series tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, Alive has very good multitasking. The issue is that sometimes he can be a little bit sloppy in his play, and so a player like Sulky will take advantage of that every time. But you know, he's getting away with it so far against Stephano, and he has been playing, you know, very mechanically well. So we'll see if we move in. It was the wrong map. We're actually going on Neoplanet S again.
So, wrong map.
Yep, just had to regame, so we're about to move into game number 2. And again, Stephano's last chance. Will he be able to tie it up, or will Alive take the 2-0 and go on to face Liquid TLO in the final match of Group A? Man, we have been burning through Group A so fast.
We have indeed.
These games have been pretty quick overall.
Well, we're loading up now. Moments away from our second game right here. And there we go. The blue Terran player. Oh, a pause.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see what's up. Okay. Little bit of a delay there. All right, so let's try this again. Third time's the charm, right?
Yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of issues
with
our spectators right now.
Yeah. We've got one of the observers lagging a little bit, looks like. So probably have to restart. We'll see. The players, yeah, just kind of playing for now, but we'll see what happens. Well, they're still playing.
Well, at least you can see.
That's right. There we go. Okay, so we are going to get in the game. It looks like those observers weren't crucial to have, apparently.
There's always redundancy observers.
Yep.
And there we go, Alive.
There you go. All right.
The blue Terran.
We have shed the chaff, so to speak.
That's right. From Evil Geniuses, he will be spawning on Neoplanet S at the 2 o'clock position. Here today, we've seen a lot of cameras on him so far tonight, and we may see a few more if he can close out this game.
Yeah.
Over his teammate. A bit of an interesting potential team kill situation in this set.
It's unfortunate that we have to see, you know, teammates potentially, well, that one of them's going to get knocked out here. So if you're going to get knocked out, it's kind of unfortunate if it comes at the hands of one of your teammates as well. But honestly, I mean, just to have 2 representatives, you know, from your team get to the WCS finals is a pretty good accomplishment too. So it's kind of like the type of problem you want to have in this situation. You know, the more players you have here, the more this has a chance of happening. But it's nice at the end of the day that you have multiple players here, you know?
Fair enough. Fair enough,
That's good. Yeah. So the game has begun. Stephano going for that hatch first. There's a pool on the way. This man's checking it out. Oh, hello. And waiting to see what Alive is going to do. Going for that Reaper opening, it looks like.
Now, he didn't really do too much damage to Sulky when he had those Reapers in the first game of that series, but...
Yeah. Well, Reapers... Oh, hi.
There we go.
Hey, look, it's a Marine on the right there.
Former Brood War Pro, now turned caster.
Yeah, he's going to be casting a little bit later. Yep.
And in this game, Reaper's going to be coming out quite quickly here to see if he can do some more damage than he did to Sulky.
Yeah.
At that natural spawning pool.
Yeah, I mean, with Reapers, it's always like, well, it's good to try to do a little bit of damage, but they're so inexpensive, only 50-50 right now, and they regenerate, so you can get a lot of use out of them. And over time, yeah, you can kill a few workers, but the scouting information you get, again,
he's bunkering.
is generally good. But yeah, look at this. It's a little bit different. He's going to go full on to try to really cause some problems at this natural, and at the very least, he's going to cause Stephano to lose a couple drones, lose some mining time. Oh, nice. Turns into a Spore Crawler at the last minute.
Yeah, there we go. First Zergling's out right now. The Reaper microed around the bunker by Alive. Will he be able to stick it up? And no, he won't.
Yeah.
The bunker has to get canceled. Double cancel on those spores right there. So nicely played by Stephano to hold that off.
Yep, just kind of giving it a shot there, and it ended up working out for him rather well. I mean, yeah, he did lose, what, 25 minerals or something for the bunker, but As is, he caused a lot of mining time to be lost. Killed a few units.
And there we go, an expansion as well for Alive, of course.
Yeah.
As he continues to harass Stephano's natural, now heading up into the main, seeing what havoc he can wreak up there.
Yeah, now he can just be annoying. And I mean, this is still a strong build. Being able to add on the Hellions after this, if you keep your Reapers alive, you're going to be in good shape. Oh,
And
he's trying to surround him.
Finally pick off some of those drones he got low earlier that got turned into Spore Crawlers and actually doing a substantial amount of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, did a little bit, lost a Reaper for it, but it's okay. He's got Stephano pulled back defensive. He's going to go for that third, so back to that greedy style. But will he go for 2 engineering bays right away, or will we see possibly a couple barracks added on after this?
And here we go. The Overlord Scout. We're going to find out exactly what Alive is up to. Alive pushing out his first 2 Hellions right now.
You know, Alive is also one of those players that very rarely will go for mech, too. And while I doubt we're going to see that, you know, really at all from him this weekend, it's always a possibility. It's always something I kind of hope for. But with the Tech Lab I think we just saw going down in the barracks, I've got a feeling it's going to be bio play with a quicker stim. We'll see.
Oh, here we go. This last Reaper going to get taken down.
So close. I was rooting for that Reaper, man. He nearly lived.
And a big round of Zerglings coming out of Stephano right now as he tries to harass these Hellions, get a surround down. Oh, and he does get a substantial amount of damage to be able to finish it. Alive kiting, seeing if he can get out of this sticky situation. And there's Stephano running into a few more Hellions
Very
from
nice.
Alive. And Alive keeping his Hellions for another day.
Yeah, his micro's been pretty good, and I mean, just repairing those and having those 4 Hellions still alive to go out on the map and cause more damage is really going to give a lot of utility to Alive. But Stephano may get a good surround here.
He's trying to get around the side, and he can't quite get it right there. The Hellions slippery enough to make it out. He gets 1 at long last, but a lot of these Zerglings taking damage, and he continues to lose them. Oh, 2 more Hellions joining in right there, and some SCVs as well.
Yeah. Stephano coming so close multiple times now to taking out those Hellions, but just not able to do it. But
Alive sweating like crazy. He's really feeling the pressure right now.
I guess so. Stephano going for that quicker third, and there's the double Evo chamber as well. So Stephano feeling pretty comfortable right now. And oh, he's actually going for triple Evo chamber. Oh, cool. This has been something that Zergs have been doing, well, I mean, really since the game came out every once in a while. It's a bit rare, but it's started to pop up a little bit more often lately. You get the carapace, and then obviously both attack upgrades, missiles and ground attacks as well. There's a couple things you can do out of it, but namely it does produce very strong Roach Ling compositions.
And here we go, third base nearly completed for Stephano. As the Widow Mines begin to come out. That's a Baneling nest as well.
Yeah. Oh, did I? There may just be 2 Evo chambers.
I think there's a Baneling nest. I think we don't have the production tab up right now, so.
My bad. All right, that's a little bit more normal.
Now 2 Queens trying to shove off these Hellions before they can do any kind of damage.
I was ready to get all excited. I was like, Stephano, the builds, but nope, just normal CVT right now from Stephano. Alive adding on some more production facilities too. He's going to be trying to pump out as much bio as he possibly can, and I mean, this is another one of those maps too where you can. It's not the same as Belcher Vestige, but it's similar in that when you move across, you can cover your sort of flanks with those Widow Mines because of the way the map is laid out, and you can have some kind of successful pushes in that regard.
And here we go, Hellions limiting that creep spread. He's already getting some points up with these Widow Mines to keep his opponent in check, to control the presence on the map that Stephano has just a little bit. And wow, all that micro is really giving Alive a workout.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And because he's microing with Hellions, it's like sweating to the oldies. Hellions have been around for a little while. So if we look at the workers right now, Stephano just a little bit higher, maybe slightly lower on drones than he would prefer to be at this point, but he has had to make a lot of Zerglings to defend against Alive's Hellions, so there is a reason for that. Now the question is, can he do anything about this third? And what sort of push does Alive have planned here? Looks like it's pretty standard here, just upgrades with bio and mines, just using those Hellions to kind of retain that map control. The Spire going up now for Stephano, so this has really become a very normal ZVT, a very normal Heart of the Swarm ZVT.
Absolutely. Well, both players happy just to sit on these 3 bases right now. No one really going in for any kind of economic harassment yet. The teching very heavy.
Yeah, it's really tough to at this point. I mean, both players pretty defended at this point. 1-1. Nearly finished, and Stephano making those banelings. Here comes Alive with a strong push. Will he be able to defend against this? Trying to get away. Only 2 medevacs to lift up the
he
Marines.
gets into the rear as well. Just brings his Zerglings around so that they can be immobilized for those banelings, and it absolutely demolishes Alive's little attacking force right there. But the drops going to be starting soon. Overseers just trying to clear out these Widow Mines.
This game has been going very well for Stephano. He's been able to save up a lot of resources for those Mutas that are coming out. He's been able to defend fairly efficiently. His third's still safe. And if he can kind of hold on to this position until Mutas get out, he's going to be in a great spot. But Alive trying to clear this creep, get himself back in the game, deny that fourth.
And here he goes, another nice Zerglings around, and the Banelings.
Oh, whoops.
Cleaning it up again. He does grab a few of those units, canceling his fourth at the same time. Tried to be a little bit sneaky with that one.
Yeah.
They're at the 4 o'clock position.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit, but...
Well, the Mutalisks are on their way as well for Stephano.
Yeah, 8 started right now, 2-2 on the way as well, nearly about halfway done. Alive getting that Drilling Claws upgrade, so those mines are going to be extremely scary with that 1 second burrow time. And he's got 2-2 as well, so both of these players in a great spot. Really, a lot of this game is going to come down to positioning, you know, to trying to outmaneuver, outsmart each other. And we'll see who comes out ahead in that one. Alive, though, using that very common Heart of the Swarm style. See if Stephano's ready for it.
And here he goes, trying to deal with that 4th base right now again. Alive's game plan last game as well, dealing with this 4th while dropping, and he's being very effective at shutting down that economy one more time. Stephano going to be able to clean these up with those Mutalisks.
Yeah. And I mean, Alive kind of showing there that with Terran, you don't just push for the sake of pushing. You always push with a goal in mind. You know, that little poke was to get the drop in. Sometimes you push to secure a base. I mean, they're always, whenever you're doing that, you always have to think, why am I, you know, moving out on the map right now?
And here we go, another Zergling surround. Pulls back, doesn't want to get drawn into those Widow Mines. And yet another 4th base looking like it's going to be harassed by Alive. He may not be able to force the cancel this time around. Only 1 Marine taking botches. Oh! Got to be very careful absorbing the Widow Mine blast with those Overseers.
Yep, nicely done. And he's going to get one of the medevacs. And Alive, you know, like we've seen before, has been pretty good about keeping his medevacs alive in general today. Another one coming into the main full of Marines.
Got to be careful, though, just picking off those Widow Mines that were at the front of the marching column. And another drop harassing Stephano's 3rd. That Marine finally taken out at the potential 4th base, but he's going to attack it with a much larger force, making sure it goes down, and just losing tons of drones right now at the 3rd.
This is getting pretty antagonizing for Stephano, and Alive starting to kind of create that Widow Mine perimeter a little bit, trying to sort of section off parts of the map and kind of give himself strong staging areas, if you will, to move out with. And it's getting a little bit iffy now. He's about 30 supply up on Stephano as well, which again, a situation, big Widow Mine hit there as well. Stephano needs a big fight here.
All right, well, Stephano's getting it. He's taking down a lot of these medevacs critically, and he's going to find another force of Marines, but he's got to get this around on them. He's got a ton of Mutalisks overhead as well. The boost may not be enough to save them, but he runs into another gaggle of Marines in the rear. Yeah. And so he has to back off, but he did significantly reduce the numbers of Marines on the map, and Stephano catching right back up in terms of supply.
On 3 bases, you can just really see the strength of the macro from Alive and from really any Terran player in this position, in that they can make so many Marines at the same time and then just kind of use their extra resources for upgrades, for all that. It's such an efficient army, and Alive really taking advantage of that.
And the Marines just dealing consistently with these 4th bases. You got to hand it to Alive. He's got a very good game plan about how to control Stephano in the matches tonight.
Yep.
Picking off a few rogue Mutalisks right there before those Marines will go down themselves.
Mutas got their revenge. They're happy.
Revenge of the Mutas.
Spirit of the Mutas can pass on. They're like, you've avenged my murderer.
The Zerg Afterlife, what's that like?
I don't know. They turn into like fluffy forest animals or something. Maybe.
They could finally be at peace.
They go primal, you know? Primal Zergs. Those are supposed to be the best ones, right?
Yeah, they get all the essence in the afterlife.
Gotta get that essence. Well, Stephano, the essence of Baneling is something that he wants to get in the middle of that group of Marines. We'll see if he can.
Here we go. Mutalisk coming up. They're trying to deal with this floating command center, and it looks like this Mutalisk may be able to take it out. They're doing a lot of damage very quickly, but the Marines getting right underneath them, so the command center is protected. Meanwhile, drops going down at the third, easily picked up, and the medevac will just go ahead and move into the main from that point. These Mutalisks doing a lot of damage. They gotta be careful. They're all getting very
so
low.
Yeah, those Mutas don't have a lot of life left in, and Alive starting to overwhelm Stephano a little bit with this drop and pushing play.
And he's trying to deal damage in the main right now, but it may not matter. So many Marines with a 50 supply advantage. The drops have not halted. Finally able to pick off that medevac, and these Marines gonna get hit. The split, not quite good enough. The Zerglings get around them first, so a lot of those Marines clumped up and a lot taken out as well. But Stephano has done significant damage to the economy. He's killed a bunch of those SCVs already.
He shuts down the third a little bit. We're seeing a similar situation, though, to game number one. Alive coming in to clean up this drop, where Stephano just is not able to take that fourth base. And we've seen already today, when your 3-base versus 3 bases turn, and there's a fourth for Alive, it's just nearly impossible to keep up with the production, with the efficient production of Marines and then other cheap units like Widow Mines and to a certain extent Medevacs as well. Stephano needs to get out of the situation. He needs to have a big fight win.
And there we go.
That doesn't help.
The Widow Mines couldn't quite burrow in time right there. A lot of these Banelings getting taken out before they can actually land hits, however. But Stephano's still just dropping in terms of supply. And it looks like still a 50 supply deficit for our French Zerg player right here. And not much can stop the production of Alive. He still has a jump with it, and Alive will win 2-0.
EG Stephano, our first player knocked out of WCS finals, it looks like, for season one. Alive playing some great games. Stephano just seemed unable to handle all that aggression, all the multitasking. Alive really showing his stuff there.
Very impressive play from Alive to bounce back from those crushing defeats against Sulky, and then to control Stephano so well. Just to totally strangle his growth on the map, never letting him have that fourth base, using those Widow Mines to cut off his options in terms of map movement as well.
It really came down to that fourth base both games, you're right. And you have to wonder, I mean, Stephano, he hasn't really been one of the big, like, early Roach all-in players for quite a while. He did a lot of Roach rushing in, like, the end of 2011-ish, but has mostly kind of stuck to Ling Bane, Ling Muta since then. And really, we're seeing a situation where I really wonder if maybe throwing a few of those all-ins in might have helped him out. But hindsight being 2020, Stephano, gonna have to wait till next season to see that guy again.
Yes, we will indeed. And that'll mean that Alive will head into the final match, the definitive match of Group A against TLO.
Yeah, and this is huge, guys. TLO having a really good chance, I feel, to get out of his group, and now getting to watch 2 TVZs now with Alive. He should have a lot of information going into it. I think Liquid TLO is going to be pretty well prepared.
Right, and TLO hasn't been shy about using the Roaches today. I know it's been in the ZVZ matchup, but definitely a player who can and is comfortable with those units, so we may see a bit of a different style of play heading into this last game. And Sulky won based off of that early aggression. I mean, he really transitioned well from that Baneling Roach aggression early into the long game, and then slowly but convincingly beat Alive.
And I mean, TLO is certainly no stranger to playing sort of a very early aggressive game in all of his matchups with multiple races, frankly. So, I mean, he's going to be, I think, very well situated for this, but still, if it gets into the longer game, TLO is going to need to be very, very aware of where things are on the map, very aware that when there's a push coming in, there's also going to be a drop somewhere, and when there's a drop coming in, there's probably going to be another base going up or a push coming somewhere. So needing to kind of split your army successfully, kind of like defend on 2 fronts like that, is really, really difficult. And I mean, that's why we see Zergs being so tempted to just simply go super aggressive in the early game to just prevent that environment from happening. They want to be the aggressors. Zergs want to control the game because once Terran kind of gets that stranglehold on the map, it's so hard to break it.
Well, we saw Sulky not even really interested in being in that situation in the first place, and it resulted in some, like we keep saying, convincing wins in that first series. So TLO, we'll have to see how he handles this. We will be taking a little bit of a break before we head into our final match here for Group A. And again, this is only one half of the StarCraft that is going to happen today. After we finish the next match, we will be swapping with Day 9 Apollo. They will be here. We will be on the couches on the second stream after this for Groups C and D. So there's a lot more StarCraft left, so be sure to stick around for the second half of our round of 16.
That's right. Yeah, you do not want to go anywhere. Lots of good StarCraft coming up on the OGN streams here today, and then tomorrow and the next day as well. I mean, we're going to be here all weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun to see who comes out on top, and we're already down to almost the end with Group A. I can't believe it's actually been this fast. It seems like Group A has been very quick, but if you think about it, ZVZ and generally a little bit more quicker TVZs than we're kind of used to. So,
we're moving along at quite a clip right now.
I want to know what's happening in the other groups, man. I want to check the results there. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I'm sure we'll get a chance in our little break right here, and you guys can switch over. We don't know if Apollo and Day 9 are still working on their games or not.
They could be.
So, but there's always that second stream for you guys to check out.
Looking at them right now, Well, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. More WCS Finals after this.